Alright, so I finally had the time to watch Interspecies Reviewers, and this was my initial reaction upon watching. In all seriousness, I think the anime was really good. I thought it was a great watch and a nice change of pace from what I'm usually used to watching. So I've made this review and I just wanted to get it out there on my channel, since this channel will be heavily focused on my opinion, experiences and views on like different forms of entertainment. So you guys already know that I've already expressed it in certain videos. So yeah, so I figured this time let's just go through the positives and negatives. I don't want to waste you guys time by going through the anime like thoroughly, because there's not a lot to go on. And yeah, let's just dive right into this. The first thing I put down was likable characters. One thing this anime does right is get its characters to be likable, because everyone has their own sort of trait to them. Everyone has something that makes them unique, and the way they perform as well is what you expect, and basically, you know, enthusiastic. Everyone's got a bit of a passion to them, which goes into my next point, which is the excellent voice acting. The voice acting was on point. You can really tell everybody tried. Obviously you expect that from a Japanese anime, so everybody was just fun to listen to watch, and it was just great. The opening and the ending, I feel like the ending is definitely the stronger one. I like the opening. It's like a reference to a really old song called YMCA, but the ending is definitely what I prefer the most. The fourth thing I put down was, as far as ecchi anime goes, this is by far the best I've ever seen. This anime does not hold back on any sort of kinks or, like, you know, different things people could be into. Like, it doesn't hold back on any of that. I feel like it shows the majority of kinks that we've discovered in today's age. It's just like they don't care, they're just gonna show it regardless. And some had me like, whoa, others had me like, what the fuck. So it was very explicit and very graphic when it comes down to, you know, showing off everybody likes and what everybody dislikes and stuff. And for an ecchi anime, that's something you gotta like really go into. For the most part, it was very enjoyable, and you know, it's a show that you won't forget watching. I feel like this will go down as like probably the best ecchi animes ever to be released, and it's got a ton of creativity to it as well, like the set designs and different species they have, like wolfmen, beastmen, like stuff like that. Like they got all sorts of different mythological and fairy tale fantasy creatures in it, and you know, they really went into it when it came down to creating its universe. So you could say almost there's a bit of world building into it, so that's something I definitely rate the anime for. So now on to the negative side of this anime. There's only two things I want to talk about, so don't worry about it. I'm not shitting on the anime that much. I'm just going to go into the things where it's lacking. And one of the first things was the character's motivation, the drive behind each character. There wasn't much of a drive. The only thing that they wanted was to have sex with different species. So when it came down to our main characters, 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥, all they wanted to do was just bang every single species they can find, and that just felt really weak to me at first. Obviously the comedy makes up for it, I guess, but when it comes down to thinking about these characters and who they are or what they want to do and stuff like that, it's just the same thing over and over again. And obviously the anime forces you to hang around these characters. It's not like we get a moment with other characters, so we gotta watch them just do the same thing and just really just, you know, just see the same thing over and over again. And eventually it does get a little bit like, okay, is that all there is for your character? Like nothing else? Okay, well, I guess it's my fault for thinking that this character could become something else and, you know, try something else. But then again, this is a comedy anime and clearly it's not meant to be taken seriously. When you think about 𝗏𝗏's story, it's literally just he's an angel with a broken halo and he wants to get back to heaven. That's good. That's like, okay, so this character has an end goal, like he wants to get back to heaven at the end of this. So I'm thinking, alright, like as soon as he gets picked up by these guys, it's just like next brothel, sex, next brothel, sex. It feels like 𝗏𝗏's like motivation and his drive to get into his goal was completely clouded by all the sex jokes and all the different like things that 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥 was arguably forcing him to do. If I've got to be honest with you guys, there's another trait about 𝗏𝗏's character that I didn't like, and that's how he acted innocent when they went to go fuck all these other species. And it just got on my nerves half of the time where he acted like he didn't want to do it, or he acted like this is a violation of like the girl's like privacy and stuff like that. And I was just like, dude, don't even. You've been through so much with these characters. You've been fucked by and you've fucked other species, so don't even act innocent. And also, don't tell me that you didn't enjoy getting fucked by a female hyena with a large don't even tell me that, because you're just lying to yourself. And every time he did that, it just really grinded my gears. And what's worse is that we see that 𝗏𝗏's whole motivation for being here and trying to get back to heaven is just completely shattered and like forgotten about as he fucks more and more species. Yeah, so I guess that's character development out the window. So the last point I want to go on to is the plot slash story. Well, guess what? There is no plot. There is no story. It's just about these three guys going around to different brothels and having sex with different species and then writing a review about them, and that's about it. There is no like end game to this. There's no like, you know, big boss to fight or something like that, which is fine. I feel not every story has to have that, but in case of this, like, if I missed it, then let me know, but I didn't really get an understanding of the story. It was just, you know, three guys just want to get their dick wet, and I guess that's fine, but this is stretched out to 12 episodes, and you guys can call me gay, you can call me like, you know, an idiot for like just pointing this out, and if you guys feel like I'm shitting on this, then fine if you feel that way, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to telling a story in this anime, there is no story to tell. It's just about these guys wanting to have sex with other species, and I feel like that's really lacking, and it just feels really repetitive. And in every episode, that's what they want to do. They want to go to a magma brothel and they want to fuck some magma bitches, they want to fuck some cyclops bitches, they want to fuck some slime bitches. Like, it's just like one thing after another. Like, it just feels the same, and that's where things, forgive me for saying, but that's where things got a bit boring. Like, literally every episode is the same, but with a different type of girl, and that's where I feel like it just felt a bit lacking. But that about wraps up this video for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming by and, you know, watching the video. It really means a lot, and one way you guys can support me is by commenting down what you think about the anime, if you agree with me, if you don't, sharing the video, you know, liking, and most importantly subscribing. It really supports me and it really gives me motivation to keep making content, and hopefully I can see you guys in my next video. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you next time.